11. Middle class believes rich people are shallow, world class believes rich people are strategic. It has been passed down through the ages that those who seek wealth are self-indulgent, decadent and shallow, and that poverty and financial mediocrity are badges of honor. This goes back to the biblical quote that it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. The literal translation of this biblical passage even led the Catholic Church, one of the wealthiest organizations in the world, to paint a picture of the Pope as a destitute servant in order to maintain the integrity of the message for the purpose of motivating people to donate money. This is not opinion, but historical fact. This manipulative tradition continues in modern times through evangelists selling salvation with prayer cloths and holy water to poor people, while its purveyors are living in mansions and traveling by private jet. This manipulation is possible because it feeds on the belief that being poor is a virtue, and even if you can't pay your rent you should give your money to God. The rich see themselves as honest and strategic, and make no secret about their desire to build their financial empire. They are straightforward and direct in their approach. They have no interest in manipulation or unethical practices. Their chief aim is to get rich, in an honest, above-board manner, by serving others. This strategic approach allows them to focus on their goals and move forward with lightning speed. So while the masses scorn the rich and pride themselves on being above materialism, they are drowning in debt with little hope for the future. Meanwhile, the champions ignore the naysayers and continue their journey towards financial independence and wealth. Important tips. Wealth is the product of a man's capacity to think. By Ayn Rand. Rich Resource, $1,000 and an Idea, Entrepreneur to Billionaire Expanded Edition by Sam Wiley. Critical thinking question: are you being manipulated to donate money to your church or favorite charity, or are you giving because you believe in the organization? Action step: evaluate your wealth building strategy to make sure you're maximizing all of your available resources. 12. Middle class believes the road to riches is paved with formal education. World class believes the road to riches is paved with specific knowledge. While the rich respect the power of formal education, they usually don't associate it with building a financial empire. Many world-class performers have little formal education, and have amassed their wealth through the acquisition and subsequent sale of specific knowledge. Formal education teaches people how to think and perform in the linear world of commerce, but the rich rarely become wealthy trading time for money. The great ones operate from a nonlinear mindset that keeps them perpetually in a consciousness of creative thought. At this elevated level of thinking, there are no limits or boundaries, and the sole focus is on solving the seemingly unsolvable. In this nonlinear school of thought, 2 and 2 no longer equal 4 and anything is possible. The rich use their brainpower in addition to the brainpower of others to hone in on ultra-specific solutions their competitors have given up on. Meanwhile, the masses are convinced that master's degrees and doctorates are the way to wealth, mostly because they are trapped in the linear line of thought that holds them back from higher levels of consciousness. One of the greatest secrets of the rich lies in their ability to rely on their common sense and a street-smart approach to problem solving. While the middle class makes simple problems seem complex, the world class makes complex problems seem simple. Their ability to reduce any problem to an elementary level allows them to see solutions most academics wouldn't even consider. The wealthy aren't interested in the means, only the end. Solve the problem, get compensated, and repeat the process until you're rich. End of story. This single-minded focus always pays off sooner or later, at which time the masses will call it luck. Important tips. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. By Jim Rohn. Rich Resource: How to Get Rich by Donald Trump. Critical thinking question: do you have specific knowledge that can be traded for a fortune? Action step: decide today to become a lifelong student and take control of your own self-education. Read, listen to CD'(S/MP3s, and attend seminars on subjects that can help you build your fortune. 13. Middle class believes money is earned through labor, world class believes money is earned through thought. Ready money is Aladdin's lamp. By Lord Byron. The average person believes the harder they work, the more money they'll make. Their linear thinking equates labor and effort with financial success. This is why most people aren't rich. They're following an outdated model of success and are confounded when they reach middle age with little money to show for 20 years of hard work. The rich know that creative thinking is the highest paid skill in the world. Independent, creative thinking is the most valuable asset anyone can acquire. So while the masses are trying to figure out how to put their kids through college and retire on half of what they can barely exist on now, the great ones are building empires, living in abundance, and donating large sums to their favorite causes. This sets off a psychological domino effect. Once a person thinks and lives at this level of abundance, they know even greater levels of success are possible through the vehicle of creative thought. Most of us were told as kids that if we paid attention in school, got good grades and went to a respectable college or university, our success was virtually guaranteed. The reality is few people who follow this formula ever get rich. They survive, and some become the most successful people in their families. But world-class wealth is rarely achieved by people who follow this model. The rich eventually figure out that training your mind to find solutions to difficult problems is the real secret to making money. The good news is this is possible for anyone who conditions their mind to think this way, and then transforms thought into action. Important tips. The real source of wealth in this new era is not material things. It is the mind, the human spirit, the human imagination, and our faith in the future. By Steve Forbes. Rich Resource, Simple Wealth, Inevitable Wealth by Nick Murray. Critical thinking question: how much time do you invest on a weekly basis in self-education? Action step: commit to investing at least 1 hour per day studying subjects that will help you move closer toward your ultimate vision. 14. Middle class worries about running out of money. World class thinks about how to make more money. Poor people spend more time thinking about money than rich people. The problem is poor people spend this time worrying about what they'll do if they lose their job, get sick, or exceed their budget through poor planning or bad luck. Most of this worry is a waste of time, not to mention the negative, destructive psychological impact it has on their minds and the physiological havoc it wreaks with their bodies. Living in fear isn't living, it's surviving. World-class performers find problems that are profitable to solve, and spend most of their time focused on solving them. They know money will follow the solution, so logic dictates they direct their mental energy towards creative and critical thought, which is rooted in the belief that just because a solution hasn't been discovered doesn't mean it doesn't exist. No fear lives this level of consciousness. Creative critical thinking is the highest form of thought, and is single-handedly responsible for all progress in the history of civilization. Every product or service that has made our lives better has come from creative thought. So when I say the world class thinks about how to make more money, what they're actually thinking about is creative problem solving, not money itself. Wealthy people are often criticized for being obsessed with money, but the truth is, it's the poor, working, and middle class that spend the most time thinking about it. If the masses would upgrade their limiting beliefs about money and redirect their mental energy to new and exciting ideas, they would experience financial abundance. Money flows to great ideas like water. The secret is learning how to turn on the faucet. Important tips. Money never starts the idea, it is the idea that starts the money. By William Cameron. Rich Resource, The Everything Investing Book by Michelle Coogan and Brian O'Connell. Critical thinking question: how much time do you spend worrying about money compared to the time you spend engaged in creative problem solving? Action step: identify the biggest problem in your business or industry, that if solved, would earn you a fortune. Then go solve it. 15. Middle class thinks about spending, world class thinks about investing. The middle class is famous for living beyond their means. They're not spendthrifts, but they earn so little they have to spend it all in order to live a decent existence. To further exacerbate their frustration, they're scolded by financial experts who insist they discipline themselves and trim their spending. This is sound but middle-class advice. The world-class answer is to double or triple your income and create enough wealth so you can enjoy the good life to your heart's desire without worries. This way, you can join the wealthy and focus on investing the remainder of your money in stocks, bonds, real estate, art, and any other wealth-building vehicle you choose. The rich get richer because they know the world is overflowing with wealth disguised as problems that need to be solved. They know any free market economy will gladly make them as rich as are in exchange for solutions to problems. The bigger problems you solve, the wealthier society will make you. The more people who benefit from your ideas, the more abundance you receive in return. The more you have to invest, the more your money goes to work for you, even as you sleep. That's another reason the rich get richer. They've learned how to make money work for them 24 hours a day. And it's not because they're investing every penny. The rich like to spend and enjoy their money like everyone else. It's that they have so much of it, there's always plenty to invest. So instead of focusing on spending and saving, focus on how to earn more, invest a percentage, and spend the remainder any way you wish. You only live once and you can't take it with you. Why not enjoy it? Important tips. Old men are always advising young men to save money. That is bad advice. Don't save every nickel. Invest in yourself. By Henry Ford. Rich Resource. How to Build Wealth by Peter Suchi. Critical thinking question. How much time do you invest in increasing your ability to earn more money compared to the time you spend watching television or surfing the internet? Action step. Decide to double your income in the next 5 years. You don't have to know how to do it yet. The first step is to decide to make it happen. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow next 5 differences I will share with you from book How Rich People Think by Steve Siebold. So subscribe my channel Pearl until Phantomath and press bell icon to get notified as soon as my next video uploaded.